Good morning. I'm going to go over this Milky Way galaxy lecture with you. And we're just talking about the very basics of the Milky Way galaxy. This is the galaxy that we're in. You see this image here. In this image of a spiral galaxy, the sun would be approximately right there. Now, this is not a real image of our Milky Way galaxy because we're in the Milky Way galaxy. We're part of it, okay? So let's take a look. The sun is part of the larger Milky Way galaxy. The sun is one star of the 100 billion stars that make up the galaxy. So we are just one little star among all these other stars. And our planet, our sun, and all the planets that go around it, it's just one of many systems like that in the Milky Way. Most of the time, not most of the time, all the time, when we look at the Milky Way in the night sky, it looks like this. It kind of looks like a cloud almost. And again, this has to do with us being in the Milky Way galaxy, so that we only see this side-on view. Since we are part of the galaxy, when we see the Milky Way at night, it looks like this. All right. Now, a little bit about how we discovered or learned about the structure of the Milky Way. William Herschel and his sister, who we see in this image here, and this was several hundred years ago, made the first major discovery involving the structure of the Milky Way. They counted stars in all directions of the night sky. So they looked up and they counted throughout the night sky where the most stars that they could see were. By doing this, they came to some conclusions. They saw that there was an area of the sky that was more concentrated with stars. This is what we see as the Milky Way in the night sky. And because it was relatively equal in all directions, they determined that the sun was in the middle of this cluster of stars. So they determined that the Milky Way was a disk or a wheel, which was correct. They also concluded that the sun was part of the disk, also correct, and located in the center of the disk. That is incorrect. We are not at the center of the disk. But everything else was looking pretty good. And then we get another scientist. This is more recent. This is in the 1900s. This man, Harlow Shapley, would later and more accurately place the sun halfway between the center and the edge of the disk. This is what we know now. So what you see here in this image, what he did was all these white dots are called globular clusters. And he mapped a bunch of them, where they're at, distance, and all those kinds of things, figuring that the Milky Way galaxy would be centrally located among all of these globular clusters. And he was right. So the center is off over here, the sun being about halfway from the center to the edge. He did this by mapping globular clusters around the galaxy. So the basic features, and we're going to talk about more of this stuff, but the basic features that we know about now with the Milky Way galaxy, we know that the Milky Way galaxy has arms, which we see here, these long spiral arms, a central bulge in the middle, and lots of dust clouds called nebula, which we will discuss in the future. Hope this helps. Thanks.